Yesterday I played really well. Gave myself a lot of chances, but didn't manage to take them, so I just missed the cut by a shot in the end. Those sort of things happen, but it was a big step forward yesterday in the playing compared to the day before, so I was happy with that. Now to something that's a lot more important, and it's sad to hear that Seve has passed away. And I had the fortune to meet around him quite a few times. Obviously, I played with him first round in the British Open. My first time I played with him in my first British Open, 1989, as an amateur, and he was defending champion at the time. So it was a big honor to play with him. And he's a great character. He always plays with the passion and the feeling of the game and the feeling of the shots on the outside, and you could see that in him, and I think that's why everybody loved him so much. Another thing, he probably spent more time in the crowd than on the golf course anyway, so most people saw more of him when you were in the crowd than if you played with him. But I mean, it's sad to hear that he's passed away too young, but he'll be remembered, especially by us players. He has contributed so much to the game. The game in Europe definitely would not be what it is today without his contributions. He was the one who really fought very hard to get the Ryder Cup to be a part of Europe instead of only Britain. So I mean, and without the Ryder Cup, European golf would not be what it is today. And his partnership in the Ryder Cups, together with especially José María Olazábal, has been something special. I think they have the best record ever in the Ryder Cup as a pairing. I mean, just to see his fire on the golf course and play with him, it's definitely something that will be missed. I just hope his family is taking this good, and we're all with him, and he's going to be remembered for a long time in the future. And the first time I did meet him was at the British Open, and that was obviously it was a great honor to play with him. He was I mean, every time you saw him play, and when he missed the green, it was not a question if he was going to get up and down or not. It was a question if he was going to chip it in or if the ball was going to just miss. I mean, his short game was second to none, and so much of the technique that most of the pros are using today is actually built on how he used his wedges and how he especially used the bounce on his sand wedge and his wedges. It was very much based on how he used it, because I mean he used his wedges to perfection, and just the way he hit it and the flight of the ball and everything that we're trying to achieve today on tour is based on what he did. He found it out by himself, and he pretty much perfected it. So I mean, so much of the golf game, especially around the greens, is based on what he did in his career. He inspired me definitely in showing that you're never out of a hole. That was one thing he said when we played the Seve Trophy. He was a captain obviously a few times in his own tournament when we played, and he said, just keep going, you never know what can happen. It doesn't matter where you are, it doesn't matter if you're hitting your sixth shot on the hole, you never know. Golf is a funny game, anything can happen. So to just keep going, and even if you miss a tee shot, you're never out of the hole. And I mean, he showed that so many times. And I mean, he even won the British Open from parking lot. So he's showed it many times that you're never out of a hole, and there's always a way to get away from there and to get back in the hole. And he was very inspiring. And I mean, he played the game in a completely different way than anybody else has done. Definitely, as a captain, he was the most passionate captain I've been around. I mean, he wore his feeling and his willing to win on the outside of his skirt. It was his shirt. You could always see it on him, that he really wanted to win, and he would do anything to win. And he was setting up, I mean, in the speeches, definitely in the speeches in the evenings and in the speeches in the morning, he just urged us on to just keep going. I mean, you never know what can happen, and he was a fantastic inspiration on and outside the golf course.